It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, the 16 days of activism for no violence against women and children comes to an end this Sunday. And now more than ever, we need the messages, the pleas, the stories to come out of this time to resonate and make a serious impact beyond those days. As we head into the festive season, let's take a look at some of the food for thought.
I begged him to stop, but it only made it worse. It's like there's this thing inside of him that just snaps. And when he's like that, he won't listen to reason. I just have to sit there and take it. But this time he just totally lost control. They said I was lucky to be alive. They said that if you'd been driving any faster, then I wouldn't be here today.
Wow, that is just the latest hard-hitting message from the Safely Home Road Safety Initiative by the Western Cape Government. And joining us to discuss its importance is the spokesperson for the Western Cape MEC of Transport and Public Works, Siphesihle Dube. So good to have you on the show.
Good morning.
Wow, what a message to kind of, just start with. But it's such an important one because this is the experience of so many South Africans. So good to have you on this show, Siphesihle. Let's talk about statistics for a moment. What is the proportion of male drivers to female children and even pedestrians that are victims of road deaths?
Yeah, so lots. So it's in the thousands, unfortunately, every year. And Safely Home collects all sorts of information since we started our campaign a few years ago. Since 2012, we know that on the roads, over about 6,000 people have been killed. Wow. Of those, about 1,300 of them have been drivers. So what's important about this campaign is that of those drivers, our driver population, 88% are men. Yeah. So what that tells us is that a lot of the times in all of our crashes, it's usually men that are behind the wheel, as opposed to any other gender, which is why we actually crafted this message, specifically speaking to the men and how they should behave when they're behind the wheel.
Those statistics are absolutely staggering.
Yeah.
What kind of work went into making this hard-hitting advertorial? Because it is so realistic, it is so raw and so real.
So we've been very fortunate to have FCB Cape Town as our media partners for all of our campaigns of late, and they're awesome. So a lot of work went into primarily making sure that the message or what was captured was as authentic as possible. Yeah. So you can see Crystal is amazing. She delivers the most amazing performance. She's quite a famous Cape Town actress as well. And then it was shot in someone's house. There was a lot of work done to make it as authentic as possible. And you can see from the shots as well, and the script and the makeup work, absolutely amazing. And I had a friend that was in a crash recently, and they came out looking similar to this. So it's quite harrowing to see those images as well.
Absolutely.
But yeah, a lot of work has been done by our agency to deliver as authentic a message as possible.
Why is it so important for Safely Home to advocate this particular message during the 16 days of activism for no violence against women and children, and especially now in the festive season as well?
Yeah, so as I said before, we've known from statistics that men are the biggest perpetrators of a lot of the crashes or the fatal crashes or crashes with its injuries that happen on our roads. So, and we've had this information for quite a while, and there was no more poignant time than now to relay this message. I know a lot of people probably aren't aware that there's various forms of abuse that women and children suffer in particular, and one of them takes place on our roads at the hands of very many men. So it became very poignant at this time for us to relay this very important message, and we hope that a lot more people will be more aware of the various forms of abuse primarily, but also the role that they can play in making sure that our roads are safer.
What do you want South Africans to take home, and what do you want South Africans to remember during this time?
Well, the underlying thing of all of our campaigns is to try to encourage or kind of just to bolster a behavioral change, amongst everyone. So even if the campaign isn't directly for you, again, this one speaks directly to men and how they behave on our roads, because we know that they're the biggest perpetrators. But even if it doesn't speak to you, we hope that a lot of people will feel like this is the time, if I'm behaving badly on the road, this is the time to change that behavior and do better, particularly heading over to the festive season where we see a lot of things.
We need to do better. Thank you so much, Siphesihle, for being here with us. And please protect your loved ones on the roads this festive season so we can forge into the new year to realize our ambitions and dreams.